Did you ever wonder why Benjamin Franklin's face is printed on the highest denomination bill in America? It's not just because he signed the Declaration of Independence. What really made him a legend in the world of money were his revolutionary ideas about building wealth and living a life of success. Imagine if making millions didn't have to be a wild fantasy or some get-rich-quick scheme. What if you could actually learn the secrets that helped billionaires like Warren Buffett and Richard Branson and start applying them to your life today? Well, you're in the right place. In this video, we're diving deep into the timeless financial wisdom of Benjamin Franklin, the man whose advice still shapes fortunes centuries later. But don't blink, because the strategies you're about to discover aren't just old school, they're the backbone of modern wealth. So, if you're ready to level up your finances, hit that subscribe button and join a community of future millionaires. Let's get started. Over 250 years ago, Benjamin Franklin began weaving together the most powerful lessons about wealth and success from his wildly popular publication, Poor Richard's Almanack, a collection he wrote under the pen name Richard Saunders for a quarter of a century. His most influential essay, which later became known as The Way to Wealth, wasn't just a book, it was a financial revolution. Translated into more than 100 languages, Franklin's words have shaped the money mindset of generations. Franklin's approach wasn't just about making more money, it was about keeping it, growing it, and refusing to let poverty take root in your life. So, what exactly did he believe was the real path to prosperity? Can a few simple shifts in thinking really set you up to never worry about money again? Let's break down his most powerful principles and see how they can change your financial future. Franklin believed that it's not how much you earn, but how much you keep that determines your true wealth. He famously warned, a person could spend their whole life working and still end up with nothing if they don't learn to manage their money. The takeaway? Saving is just as important, if not more, than earning. While wealthy people often have multiple streams of income, their real advantage comes from how much they save and invest over time. Modern finance experts, like Ramit Sethi, in his bestseller, I Will Teach You to Be Rich, echo this timeless wisdom. Millionaires don't measure their wealth by what they make in a year, but by what they put aside and invest for the future. If you want to build lasting wealth, pay yourself first. Start saving and investing early, so your money starts working for you, not the other way around. Franklin understood that taxes can feel overwhelming, but he argued there are far heavier taxes we pay without realizing it, like the cost of laziness, pride, or making poor decisions. He learned this lesson as a child, when he spent all his savings on a simple whistle, paying more than he should have, just for a moment of excitement. His family quickly pointed out he could have bought 4 whistles for the same amount. That experience stuck with him for life. If you're careless with small amounts, those losses pile up quickly. Franklin's story about the overpriced whistle wasn't just a childhood anecdote, it was a lesson about mindset. The difference between those who build wealth and those who struggle often comes down to how they think about money. Wealthy people don't fear uncertainty. They treat money as an ally, focus on opportunity instead of regret, and always look for ways to learn and grow. Self-made millionaire Steve Siebold said it best, the journey to wealth begins with changing the way you think about making and keeping money. So if you want to rise above the crowd, start by upgrading your mentality. Drop the excuses, let go of pride, and be willing to get smarter with your choices. Don't let things like laziness or stubbornness cost you more than the IRS ever could. Franklin believed hard work makes life easier, while laziness only leads to hardship. Those who sleep in and waste the day always seem to fall behind, while diligence helps you stay ahead of poverty. Franklin's own path to success took years of relentless effort. He went from being a wandering apprentice in gritty London print shops, doing the dirty work others didn't want to, running his own thriving business. His secret wasn't luck. It was outworking everyone around him and treating every job as a stepping stone. The longer he worked, the more he learned, and the faster his income grew. What's fascinating is that most wealthy people actually enjoy the grind. Researcher Thomas Corley spent 5 years studying the habits of 177 self-made millionaires, and what he found might surprise you. 86% of them clocked in at least 50 hours a week, and almost none resented the work. In fact, many of the world's richest individuals make a habit of rising early, Corley discovered that about half of these millionaires wake up 3 hours before their actual workday begins, using that extra time to plan, read, and invest in themselves. You might think that the occasional splurge, a fancy coffee, a night out, or a new outfit doesn't hurt your wallet, but Franklin warned that small leaks sink big ships. The little expenses you barely notice can quietly drain your future wealth. In today's world, spending is easier than ever, and the pressure to keep up is everywhere. But if you start tracking your daily spending, even for a week, you'll be amazed at how much you can save. Financial advisor David Bach calls this the latte factor, the idea that small, mindless purchases add up fast. He recommends channeling those savings into an investment account. Over time, those tiny decisions can snowball into a significant fortune thanks to the miracle of compound interest. Find just an extra $100 a month to invest, and you're tapping into a force that can transform your financial life. Franklin had a simple but powerful belief. Luck favors the persistent. If you want to get lucky in life, you don't need a winning lottery ticket. You need grit. The wealthiest people aren't just lucky. They stick with their goals, even when things get tough. It's persistence through failures and setbacks that ultimately leads to breakthroughs. Every experiment, every misstep, every lesson learned is a stepping stone toward the life you want. Franklin often said that wanting to be rich isn't enough. Desire is just the starting point. What really matters is what you do with it. True wealth is built through action by facing obstacles, conquering your weaknesses, and refusing to let old habits or limiting beliefs hold you back. Every time you overcome a challenge, you grow stronger and add value to yourself. That's the core of real success, becoming a better version of yourself, capable of managing not just your money, but your time, your mindset, and your future. With these skills, you'll accomplish more in a week than most people do in a year. And that's not just a promise, that's the proven formula of everyone who's climbed from nothing to a life of abundance. And there you have it, the timeless wisdom of Benjamin Franklin, repackaged for your modern journey to wealth. The path isn't always easy, but every great fortune starts with a single, determined step. If you can shift your mindset, stay disciplined, and let your money work for you, there's no telling how far you'll go. Remember, it's not just about working harder, it's about working smarter, thinking bigger, and believing that you have the power to shape your financial destiny. If Franklin's principles could turn an ordinary printer into one of the world's most respected figures, imagine what they can do for you. So start today, track your spending, invest early, get up a little earlier, and face challenges with determination. The millionaire's mindset isn't reserved for a select few. It's available to anyone who's willing to take action. Thanks for watching the channel where your financial future begins. If you found value in these ideas, make sure to hit subscribe and join a growing community of ambitious dreamers and doers. The journey to wealth is better when you're not alone, so let's build our futures together, one smart decision at a time.